So now the next one, Zach Banner, 2 years, $9.5 million. So I think this answers the question in terms of how we feel or how the organization feels about Zach Banner and his tackle position. Now, from a cap standpoint, his deal is very similar to Cam Sutton's in terms of it only counting about $2 million on the cap this year. But I don't think any of us thought that, Zach would be paid to this level. Now, good for Zach, man. It's definitely good to see him get paid. And if you haven't checked out that interview, Lord, please check that one out because that thing is crazy.
With us, too.
When he hopped on. Yeah. No. Come on, man. We're talking about with us. But definitely check out that interview. But as a whole, I think this was a little bit of a surprise just because he doesn't have a lot of play and productivity at this level at this stage in his career. Obviously, him and Chooks, they battled it out last year. He was able to win it. People debated whether, he really wanted or if it was kind of a 50-50. All right, let Zach get the first opportunity. But we know Zach went down. He got hurt, 2 quarters into that game. So we never got a chance to see him. And that was at the right tackle spot. But to see him get this type of contract after 2 quarters, it's like, whoa, all right. This team must really, really be believing in him. So I'm going to trust the team on this one. But yeah, I think this contract definitely says that he's going to either be our left or right tackle. He's going to be in contention for both of those spots at least.
If he becomes a bona fide left tackle, though, the deal's really solid. It just goes back to what you said. We just don't really have any evidence of that. He played really solid as that 6th offensive lineman in 2019. But
tackle extra 72 is eligible, right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Exactly. But as a bona fide starter, I wasn't expecting this type of money. I thought it was a foregone conclusion, like $1 million or two. That was it.
I think a lot of us thought that. And I mean, I think that's why the reaction was what it was with social media. I mean, obviously you're happy for Zach because that's the thing that kind of gets lost when we break down the deals. It makes it, sometimes you can make it come off like you're critiquing a player or that person personally. And it's like, no. You want to see everybody get their money. You want to see everybody be successful. But from the business standpoint of it, when you're talking about other needs and some of these players that, were able to leave or other free agents that are getting signed for similar deals that have a lot more productivity associated with them, that's when you start looking and you're just like, was that necessarily the best way to allocate those resources? Or could we have got him a little bit cheaper and use that money to potentially either keep somebody in-house or go out there and acquire somebody, and bring them in. So that was the part to me that was a little bit interesting. But with Zach, I mean, he has the pedigree, right? We talked about him coming out of USC. We said that, man, this is a high pedigree guy that should have been a 1st or 2nd rounder. Obviously, his shortcomings in terms of his weight management caused him to fall in the draft and ultimately caused him to get released early on. But since he's been in Pittsburgh, he's definitely improved himself. Like you said, him as the extra O lineman, he was dominant at times, right? Became a folk hero, right? Everybody went crazy. 72 was eligible. But now we're going to see, can he put it together for a full 16-game season as a starting right or left tackle? But his deal is very similar to Cam Sutton's as well, meaning if it works out and he balls out this year, will you have the flexibility to extend him and ultimately make that cap hit even better, whatever it may be next year? You're able to make it a lot better, if you want to extend him, if he does live up to the expectations and things like that. So I'm not opposed to it, man, but it definitely was a little bit head scratching to see the dollar amount associated with it.
Yeah, I just assumed he was going to be back. Do you know the dead cap money on this deal and the Cam Sutton deal? I know the cap hit.
I just know
a little
the cap
bit
hit
more
for this year. Yeah, I just know the cap hits for this year. I haven't seen the second year details.
Yeah, can you reverse that in a way where like the dead cap, even though the cap hit is smaller this year and the dead cap is lower next year? I don't know how they can do some of these contracts.
Hey, it's the reason why Omar Khan is Omar Khan. It's the reason why he gets paid what he gets paid. And it's the reason why I don't, because I don't want to know that capology to that extent. I don't want to, that made my hair hurt just thinking about, all right, dead cap times the cap. All right, but then we got to factor in this. Oh, and then we got to adjust for the slides. I don't want to do with that. I don't want to do with none of that. I'm good.
So our sentiment with Banner is good for him. Little shocking. Hopefully it works out. Hopefully he becomes that bona fide left tackle or right tackle.
Absolutely. Trust me.
We need it. That's the thing. In terms of offensive line, we need it.
Yes.
And if Mike Tomlin believes in Banner like that and says that he's the answer, it's just like, okay, let's see it then.
Hey, 100%.
If that's what happens, I'm good with the deal, for sure. I think any of us would be.
Absolutely. That's what it's going to come down to, right? We all want and need Zach Banner to live up or exceed the expectations. And you remember when Zach came on our show and he talked about what type of tackle Coach Tomlin said he was, one of the $50 million guys, right? So if that's truly the case, this is a small step in that direction. And hopefully, this is going in that direction. That's what I truly believe with him, just based on, like I said, Coach Tomlin's belief in him. So we're going to see, but it definitely makes me a little uneasy because I'm just like, gosh, he's coming off the ACL. We haven't seen a ton of productivity from him at this level at right or left tackle. And we've already highlighted the significance of the O-line as it pertains to Ben Roethlisberger play. We can't have another repeat. We can't. We all know this. So it's like, Zach, we trusting you a lot right here, baby. A lot. Please don't crash the car.